they've made it so like for ever since Roman Reigns came back, you're asking yourself who's going to be the guy to beat Roman Reigns. And I've been convinced that someone's going to beat Roman Reigns like 3 or 4 times throughout this title reign. I thought Drew McIntyre was going to win at Clash at the Castle. I thought there was a chance Sami Zayn could have beat him in Montreal. And then I thought Cody was going to beat him at WrestleMania. And now we're getting to SummerSlam. I was like, is Jey Uso going to be the guy to beat Roman? I don't think he is.
Is Jey Uso the guy to be like, wow, I'd never even can you imagine considering that 5 years ago?
Yeah. But like the Usos, both of them, but especially Jey, but both of them, but especially Jey.
Yeah.
Both of them though.
There's two.
Yeah. Jey though. Like when he was doing the main event Jey Uso stuff, when Jimmy was out hurt, and now, but like he's so good at like promos, but also just like he's had to have conflicted face so often in the last year. Like, I'm loyal to Roman, but my brother and like he's told so many stories with his face over the last year. It's very impressive.
Every major moment in Bloodline history has been punctuated by Jey's I don't know what to do face.
I'm being driven in 2 different directions, Jey Uso. Oh, I got a warning from my microphone that I was too loud there.
You're peaking.
I just get so riled up with conflicted Jey Uso. I wonder if they'll move into like Roman versus Jimmy. I emphasized the wrong name there because I wonder if they'll put Roman with Jimmy next.
Maybe. Do you know who the true winner is out of all this though? Because Roman and the Usos are established guys. They're made money. Solo Sikoa.
Oh yeah.
Like in NXT for a cup of coffee. And then they were like, hey, wait, you could do this. And we need you to be a key player in the biggest storyline we've done in a quarter century. You've been practicing for 10 months now. Here you go. But he's done great. So it's okay. All you got to do is hit people with your thumb. It's fine.
Yeah. Just do an Umaga impression.
I think
that's all you got to do.
Yeah. And he's such a cool aspect of things, right? Because he's so like, he is another one who has great conflicted face.
Yeah. Yes, he does. He is like, but his conflicted face is like, I could beat up anybody here if I decided to. But I don't know who I'm going to beat up first.
But I think it's got to be one of these guys.
But he also did in that segment that they did on SmackDown not long ago where he had to pick up the red lei. And then, and they were like, okay, Solo, you have to tell, like, you can't just say, I'm thinking about what if I was the tribal chief, but no, I'm going to give it back to Roman because I'm loyal. Like you had to tell that story with your face, just like Jey Uso had to be conflicted for so long with his face. A lot of wrestling is about faces. And
honestly, it really is.
Yeah.
The best ones have the best faces. Guys like
I'm convinced Hulkamania was like 95% his face.
Yes, it was not his
like hair. The way he'd Hulk up and he'd just like
well,
Ultimate Warrior, another guy, just all face.
Guys like Edge, Cena, these guys with these wild, shocked reactions of just like, and they emoted so much with when Edge came back, his face said everything, all the gratitude, all the pain, all the happiness, the sadness, like everything was right there on his face because he's so expressive. And Solo Sikoa can do that and hit guys in the throat with his thumb real hard.
There's another guy who's fantastic at telling stories with his face is Cody. I remember the first time I realized that Cody was pretty good was when he was in Legacy. And at first, like when Cody came into WWE and he was like, there's Dusty Rhodes' kid, and here's this like good looking kid with abs. I was like, how the hell is he related to Dusty Rhodes? The shit. But that was my reaction.
Are we thinking the same Dusty Rhodes, or
because you see Dusty Rhodes, then you see Dustin Rhodes, and it's like, here's this
like, I get
guy.
That, yeah.
Like, was he in a boy band? Who is this guy? But over time, obviously, like over time, now he's like the most Rhodes of any of them in some ways. But I remember he was in Legacy, And there was some segment going on where it looked like maybe he would turn on Randy Orton, and the crowd started to chant for him to turn on Randy Orton. And he kind of had this look like, can I do it? Can I do it? And then he told the story with his face like, no, I can't turn on. But it was like he took the crowd on like a huge high and then a big low, all with his face. And I thought that guy's good at wrestling.
You know, I
wrestling
knew a guy
is your face
with some kind eyes and wild hair that had similar abilities, crazy ideas. His name was Owen Hart.
Yep. Yeah. Oh my God. I could do 100 podcasts on how awesome Owen Hart is.
His facial expressions were everything. Everything.
I always say, like, Owen Hart is like if Bret Hart realized wrestling was ridiculous. Because like Owen was just having a good time, right? Like, you know, like there would be so like he loved playing the like over the top cartoonish bumbling heel.
Oh, if Owen could have twirled a mustache and worn a top hat, he would have. Like,